Hi, my name is Katie Ferguson and I'm Director at respectme, Scotland's anti-bullying service. If you're watching this film, thank you so much for taking part in our brand new, exciting Youth Filmmakers competition in partnership with the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. I'm just creating this short video to give you a little bit more information about the subject matter of our competition, which is bullying. First of all, what is bullying? How do we define it? It can be something which can be quite challenging, quite tricky to define. But put as simply as possible, bullying is both behaviour and impact. It's behaviour which is disrespectful and which has a negative impact on someone. And bullying behaviour can have a real range, so it can be things which are not very obvious, not very kind of in your face. So for example, ignoring someone, leaving them out of a group or of a chat. Or it could be something which is much more obvious and explicit, like physical bullying, which could be kicking, shoving, that sort of thing. The impact of bullying behaviour is on a person's sense of agency. And agency is the feeling that you have control in your life. And we know that bullying behaviour can strip away at a person's sense of control. And when that starts to happen, we can see a really negative effect on their overall sense of well-being, how they feel, and their mental health. I want to explain 3 things that make our approach to anti-bullying in Scotland quite unique. So the first one is that we don't define bullying as something which needs to be part of a pattern or something which happens repetitively. We know that unfortunately lots of bullying that's experienced by young people is part of a pattern. It's something that happens again and again and again. But we also know that one-off incidents can be really bad for young people and they can have lasting impacts. And actually, sometimes it's the fear that that thing might happen again, which can be just as bad. So it's really important that we see bullying as not just patterns of behaviour, but one-off incidents as well. The second thing, which is quite unique in our approach, is the fact that we don't say that bullying needs to necessarily be intentional. Often we have seen bullying as something which people have meant to do. But there is a problem with that, because when we then talk to young people who have bullied others, they might say things like, I didn't mean it. It was just a joke. It was just banter. They took it the wrong way. And those kinds of conversations are really unhelpful, because how are we ever going to prove that they did actually mean to cause that harm? So again, we come back to our definition and we keep thinking about bullying as that behaviour and the impact that it's had. And whether or not somebody meant to do it actually doesn't really matter. The third thing which makes our approach unique is the words and the language that we use. So often when we talk about bullying, we start to call people bullies. He's a bully, she's a bully, they are bullies. But actually that language is really unhelpful, because we're starting to shame people about the very person that they are, rather than getting them to see bullying as a behaviour which they've done, which they can reflect on, and which they can choose to change and behave differently in the future. So it's really important that we step away from using that labelling language, and we don't label young people as bullies, we label their behaviour as bullying behaviour. So I hope that you can keep all of these messages in mind when you're creating your films. Good luck, and we are so excited to see what you come up with.